Some of the most fun I've had in Commander has been building and playing monocolored decks. Yes, you lose out on access to a lot of great card options, but there's something tidy about having a small card pool, and on top of that, most colors have some pretty cool stuff to reward you for using only them. For example, most every monocolored deck could benefit from the use of Nykthos, Nyx Lotus, War Room, and Commander's Plate, but every color has its own unique cards as well. Today we're talking about green specifically, and there are three main categories of cards to look for in your chosen color. First, anything with heavy color requirements is obviously a lot easier to play in a monocolor deck. Llanowar Tribe and Circle of Dreams Druid provide more mana than the average dork. Gigantosaurus, Conley Hydra, and Old Growth Troll give you more meat for your mana, and the Ooze Brothers just keep growing out of control. The more generic mana the spell has, the easier it is to cast even if you're not monocolored. For example, Essence of the Wild is a great heavy green play for a token deck, but remember that you can play it by turn 6 on average even if you're two-colored, so the heavy green cost isn't as important for these expensive drops. Now once you have several cards like these, anything with Devotion gets a lot more powerful. In green, this means you can get more mana out of Karametra's Acolyte, make your Primal Crux massive, pump your creatures with Klothys' Design, and of course, turn your Nyleas into big beaters. The last type of card you want to look for is just anything that specifically calls out your color or basic land type. Bounty of the Hunt, Endurance, and Force of Vigor all cast for free if you pitch another green card from your hand. Natural Order, Magus of the Order, Summoner's Pact, and Green Sun Zenith all let you play a green creature from your deck. Drove of Elves and Colonian Twin Grove have stats that scale with your green things. Freyalise and Regal Force draw cards for each green creature you control. Allosaurus Shepherd makes your green spells uncounterable. Beacon of Creation makes a 1/1 for each forest you control. Life and Limb can turn those forests into creatures. Ivyland Denizen, Paragon of Eternal Wilds, Oran Reef, Meng Huo, and Kaisa pump your green creatures. Bellowing Tangleworm, Roughshod Mentor, Trolls of Tel Jalad, and Hidden Path give those creatures Intimidate, Trample, Regenerate, and Forest Walk respectively, and each color has access to a monument and a medallion to help them cast their spells. While I'm not saying that you should run every one of these cards in every mono-green commander deck, I am saying you should at least consider them, because many of them gain utility you would never be able to unlock in a deck with more colors. At the time of recording, there are 107 mono-green commander options, and no matter which one you pick, you'll be playing a mono-green deck. But which mono-green commanders are the greenest? First up is Omnath. No, not that one. The other one. Nope, back another. Back another. Okay, Locus of Mana is a lot of fun. Obviously, we want to focus on specifically green ramp. However, once you've done that, you can either store up mana to make Omnath huge and just one-shot people with commander damage, in which case you want to make sure you have cards that protect him like some boots and hexproof spells, or you can blow it all on X spells and mana sinks. Renata is interesting. She pumps each of your creatures, incentivizing you to run token spells, but she also gets pumped by your devotion, encouraging you to run huge, heavy green drops. My suggestion? Get you some cards that can do both. Hornet Queen, Ayula's Influence, Verdant Force. Then you'll want some ways to give Renata Evasion and First Strike, and you're good to go. Yiva gives all your green creatures flash, so you want to make sure to include lots of creatures with ambush potential. Now this mostly means creatures with enters the battlefield effects, but flash can also give effective haste, which combos well with massive beaters. Patron of the Orochi is supposedly a snake tribal commander, but there aren't that many snakes in the game, and those that there are aren't that good, and don't really need to untap. So rather than try to focus on snakes, Mr. Patron here actually makes a pretty good elf commander. Think about it. Elf decks focus on creatures that tap to produce mana, to make more elves, to pump their board. Patron untaps all your green creatures and forests, effectively doubling your mana and letting you use those elf abilities again. The main other thing you need is some consistent card draw to let you snowball. Lastly, we've got Baru, Fist of Croza. Sure, Grandeur is irrelevant in Commander, but his landfall only triggers on forests and only pumps green creatures, so he's the greenest of them all. Like Renata, Baru wants you to play lots of token generation, to give you as many creatures to pump as possible. Unlike Renata, he's more interested in landfall than devotion. This means you want cards that let you play additional lands each turn, land ramp spells, and ways to turn even your utility lands into forests. And that'll do it for this video. I hope that I've inspired you to try out one of these or any other mono-green commander. I myself have really been enjoying Finn the Fangbearer. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And tell us in the comments about your favorite mono-green commander cards.